Please don't worry, that was for the skit, and I'm not one of those stereotypical gross university students who don't shower or clean up their rooms, and as a matter of fact, I'm actually a hygiene freak if you ask anyone I know, which is why I love living by myself, and I just think that having a clean, organized space equals a stress-free environment. That's why for the past years since living alone, I've always been using a vacuum mop to make sure my floors are always spotless and squeaky clean, especially in the kitchen area that gets really greasy from all the cooking that I do because it's one of my biggest hobbies. Now, for some real talk, I've loved using this vacuum, but there are just two major issues that just really irk me. First, I can't get right up to the baseboards of my walls unless I specifically go in one direction to use the right side of the mop, in which there is still a gap between the brush and the edge of the vacuum, which means dirty stuff gets left behind, especially under kitchen cabinets. And second, I have a small rug in the living room where my couch and coffee table are sitting on, and unfortunately, I have to use an old crappy vacuum to suction up all the dirt because the vacuum mop is wet, which is incompatible with the carpet. And these two problems are exactly what my latest pickup, the DREAME G10 Pro Wet and Dry Vacuum solves. And man, you know you're getting old when vacuums make you happy. But in all seriousness, you can pick this up for a really affordable price on Amazon while being better than other brands that charge double the price, making this a no-brainer investment for those of you students and parents in households without breaking the bank. It's also better than buying a traditional vacuum if you don't live in a carpet-only area, because you won't need to waste extra time and effort using a traditional mop anymore, which is quite disgusting to deal with anyways. Alright, enough talk, so let's break down the cleaning process with this vacuum mop from start to finish to show you how easy and efficient it is at cleaning your space, so you have no more excuses to be lazy, especially for those of you who are students. Starting off, there is a charging base that comes in the box where the vacuum sits on for storing and charging, meaning that there's no battery you have to take out and charge separately, and this can just be plugged into a wall permanently. But to start the cleaning process, you first take out the clean water tank in the back by pressing down on the release button, in which this is actually a 900ml tank, which is not a bad size at all for long usage. Then all you gotta do is pour in a little bit of the floor cleaner that is graciously included in the box, and since 10ml is all you have to use per tank, you have enough to use 50 times. Anyways, once you fill up the clean water tank with water from your tap, you can now insert the tank back into the machine from the bottom first until you hear a click, and now you're ready to go. To start the machine, you just have to press a power button on the handle, in which a display on the vacuum mop will light up. So at this point, you can probably see that there are 4 modes on the display along with the battery indicator, so let me explain what each of these modes are. By default, it's on the standard mode, which is my most commonly used one, which DREAME describes as medium power for routine cleaning. Honestly, I don't ever find myself needing more cleaning or suction power for most areas of my apartment unless it's the kitchen, which is where the turbo mode comes in, which there is a handy mode cycling button on the handle too. Cooking is just messy, and I love making fancy elaborate meals as one of my hobbies, so there's always grease spraying everywhere, ingredients and seasonings dropping on the ground, which just builds up so fast it's disgusting. And in this next mode I don't really use because I don't have kids sleeping at night, but there is a quiet mode which should be very handy for those of you who need it. Let me actually give you guys a sound test of these modes so you can see the difference between them. So now that you guys know the differences between the 3 modes, let's actually talk about the cleaning process, which is seriously so simple and effortless to use. Something I noticed instantly is that the unit actually propels itself forward quite strongly, which means you don't need to exert a lot of force, if any at all, to push it forward, meaning that you don't end up with a sore back and arms after a cleaning session, and especially if you have kids in the house who want to join in on the cleaning process, or more elderly people in the house, they'll be able to operate this a lot more easily. Something absolutely game-changing is the edge-to-edge design where the brush head sits too, because this means you can go right up to the edge of your baseboards or underneath cabinets to clean everything properly without leaving any dirty stuff behind. And the fact that it's on both sides of the brush head means that you can come in from any direction, something I can't say about my older vacuums, which just takes an extra step. The cleaning itself is surprisingly powerful too, with up to 16,000 pascals of suction power, which I can really notice a difference when tackling larger objects on the ground that need to be suctioned up. It's actually really impressive how how it can clear these larger obstacles before the roller starts mopping the floors, in which I find myself having to bend down and pick up objects to throw them away a lot less than before, which means that I don't need to stop and restart the vacuum constantly. The mopping actually impressed me too, because it's quite noticeable how much more even and consistent the rollers actually clean the floor, in which you can tell by the watermarks that are left behind. And something my friends always say when they come over is, man, Fenton, your floors are so clean. Like, I'm in white socks and they don't ever get dirty, which is always awesome to hear. And you know what else is awesome? The fact that you can disable the mop function and turn on the suction only mode, which means you can use this like a normal vacuum as well for your carpet, in which, as I mentioned earlier, I have a little rug in my living room. So funny enough, how I've been cleaning this in the past 2 years is taking my little handheld vacuum and literally crawling on the rug on my knees to vacuum everything up, which is painstakingly slow and very demanding on my arms and knees, which isn't very fun at all. But yeah, now that this can vacuum carpets, I can easily clean my rug really fast and effectively, which is a game changer and truly makes this an all-in-one product of a mop and a vacuum combined. And there we have it, the cleaning process for my apartment is complete. This battery is actually rated to run for 35 minutes for around 2,200 square feet, in which a full battery is definitely more than enough for my apartment that's around 1,000 square feet. But anyways, once you're done cleaning, you can return this to the base station that's plugged into the wall, and as long as the battery is above 20%, you can press the self-cleaning button that's on the top of the handle to start the self-cleaning process, which just takes a few minutes and cleans the whole machine inside out and puts all of that gunk into the dirty water tank at the front of the vacuum mop. And once the cleaning cycle is complete, you can take out the dirty water tank along with the cover of the roller, which I like to clean as well. And to clean these components, you can first take out the filter, followed by the top contraption of the dirty water tank, then pour out all that nasty gunk that was vacuumed and mopped up. Then just wash all the components super well to make sure they are spotless, and then lay them out to dry until the next use. That's really all the maintenance you have to do with this vacuum mop, and yeah, that's the entire cleaning process from start to finish, and I figured it'd be much better to show you guys the entire process instead of me sitting at this table talking about the features of it. And also, I love how in the box it actually comes with an extra roller, an extra filter, and a cleaner tool as well in case you need to replace a part. And hopefully you can really see throughout the video that this vacuum mop can really simplify your weekly routine so that you have absolutely no excuses to maintain your place for it to be squeaky clean. But yeah, I've been loving the upgrades that this affordable vacuum mop has to offer, and that actually makes me really curious about what the flagship DREAME products are like, especially some of the robot vacuums, which is super duper cool. So yeah, DREAME, you know where I am, so hit me up because I want to try them. But yeah, that's it for this video, and if you want to give this awesome affordable DREAME vacuum mop a chance, whether you're a student or a busy parent that wants to improve their life, I'll leave all the links down below in the description and the pinned comments, along with any promotions such as the exclusive $269 price tag that's available with my discount code. So yeah, make sure to check that out. And also, let me know if you guys have any questions, and I'll try my best to answer them down below in the comments. And a huge shout out to DREAME for believing in me and sponsoring this video, which I had a lot of fun making, and obviously I love the vacuum upgrade. And if you're still here, thank you so much for watching, and make sure to leave a sunglasses emoji down below so I know you're a real one. And as always, make sure to smash the like and subscribe button and check out all the other awesome content that's coming up this summer. And yeah, have a great one, and I'll see you guys in the next one.